Vulnerability is strange. It's powerful, painful, and deeply human. Despite all the control we try to have over our lives, our health is the one thing that continues to humble us with its unpredictability. No matter how far we advance in society, no matter how smart or wealthy we become, our body can still fail us. And in those moments, we become vulnerable. But vulnerability isn't the end of the story when it comes to our health. Medical innovation can change the story and has the power to disrupt our future. I learned this because of my grandmother. My grandma had stage 3 breast cancer, and eventually it spread to her lymphatic drainage system, and she had to get her lymph node taken out. I watched someone so strong and so loving become limited by her body. She survived, but started to use many medical devices, one of them being an automated lymphatic drainage system. Now, while watching her use this device, I became fascinated by something as simple as a pressure gradient could mimic the flow of her lost lymphatic system. I learned how high energy X-rays killed her cancer cells. I saw how pharmaceutical creams healed her fragile skins from the burns of radiation. There I realized medical innovation is what changed my grandma's vulnerability into hope. It gave her hope to ring that golden bell and say, I'm cancer-free. This is why I chose to study biomedical engineering. As a biomedical engineer, I want to constantly challenge and disrupt our views towards healthcare. Care isn't just something you deal with, it's something innovation can disrupt. Now, if we look at the most significant medical devices that have had the power to literally disrupt the timeline of our lifespan, we may remember the pacemaker. Now, in simple terms, pacemakers use the concept of electrotherapy, an outside source of electricity to stimulate human tissue. The heart is arguably one of the most important organs. In fact, Aristotle saw the heart as the source of all movement, since the heart links the soul with the organs of life. Organs of life, that's important. While many scientists played a role in the development of the cardiac pacemaker, John Hopkins, perhaps the most well-known, developed a method to literally extend the life of our body's most significant organ, the heart, the organ of life. By controlling the pace of the heart, the pacemaker can theoretically increase the human lifespan. And now, worldwide, around 600,000 pacemakers are implanted annually. However, disrupting medical care with innovation isn't something new. It's been done for centuries, long before modern-day technology. Ancient Roman physicians treated patients suffering from pain and acute gout with electric rays. In 153 AD, Greek and Roman physician Scribonius Largus identified that these electrically charged sea creatures have pain-relieving properties. Largus instructed his patients to stand on top of the electric ray for the treatment of gout. Ancient Indian surgeon Shashutra, also known as the father of surgery, invented the various types of scalpels, knives, needles, and scissors used in surgery today. His written work, the Shashutra Samhita, documents the etiology of well over 1,000 diseases, hundreds of medicinal plants, and contains all sorts of written surgical procedures. Mind you, he did all of this in 600 BC. He's also known to be the first person to perform cataract surgery by couching. He also provides the first written record of forehead flap rhinoplasty, a technique still used today in plastic and reconstructive surgery. There are so many more. I can name many more. Ancient Egyptians used catheters made from bronze tubes, reeds, straws, or even curled up palm leaves to treat urinary retention. Now, they're made from plastic, silicone, rubber, and more. Ancient Chinese physicians used silk threads for sutures. Nowadays, spider silk, something that was also used by ancient Greeks and Romans, is being investigated for wound healing, nerve therapy, drug delivery, and tissue engineering. Needless to say, disruption isn't new, and neither is medical innovation. The only thing that's changed is time. Time and history continue to serve as a reminder that all of us, scientists, engineers, scholars of all backgrounds, everybody in this room has the power to disrupt. And not only have we been able to enhance life, we actively extend it. From 2006 to 2018, studies showed that 66% of the increase in the average age of death was due to pharmaceutical innovation. From the 1990s to 2015, there was a 52% improvement in the mortality rate for patients with heart disease. This number is 60% in patients with breast cancer and 76% in patients with HIV. All of this was possible thanks to biomedical innovation. This is exactly why I build. Whether it's designing a touchless toothbrush system for Alzheimer's patients, a device that makes IV insertion more visible and less painful, or even an electrical arm to assist in physical therapy, I want to use my engineering skills and my innovative mindset to constantly challenge and disrupt the norms of our care. All right, I want you all to do something for me. Everybody look down at your feet. All right, think about everything you do with these feet. Your first steps, your runs, the places these feet have carried you. Okay, now look at your hands. Think about your first crawl, the sentences you've written, the things you've held, the people you've hugged. Every year, there are 1 million limb amputations globally. That is one amputation every 30 seconds. In the United States alone, 2.1 million people live with limb loss, and this number is expected to double by 2050. Over the past few months, I've had the privilege of meeting several amputees. One of them is Brad Pack. Now, one of the unique things about Brad, and actually something over 64% of amputees deal with, is phantom limb pain. Phantom limb pain is a feeling of pain in a limb that no longer exists. Brad lost his leg when he was 6 years old in a lawnmower accident, and decades later, till this day, still experiences phantom limb pain. For Brad and many amputees, this is the kind of pain that will have you reaching down to itch your toes, only to find out that they aren't even there. For these people, every day becomes a mental battle. But why should amputees have to fight these battles? Why should someone like Brad have to deal with pain in a part of his body that doesn't even exist? Why can't we disrupt that standard of amputee pain management? Well, what if we could build something designed to relieve that pain altogether? Something that could integrate seamlessly into an amputee's daily life. Something that can be worn with or without a prosthetic. Scientists and engineers have been inventing for centuries, but what could I do? What could I invent to help Brad? For the past few months, I've been working on exactly that. I'm one of the founders of Phantom Fit, a medical device designed to help amputees reclaim comfort, mobility, but most importantly, autonomy. Phantom Fit uses electroshock therapy, something that's proven to reduce pain, and integrates it into an amputee's daily prosthetic liner. I want to challenge the assumption that phantom limb pain is an unchangeable fate and something that you just have to deal with. I want to prove that my innovation can meet this vulnerability, not with pity, but with possibility. And that's the beauty of disruption. It's not about settling for those mental battles or about refusing to accept systems that just aren't good enough for the patients. It's about looking at human vulnerability and thinking, hey, we can do better. History has written our story. Biomedical engineering and Phantom Fit will not only allow me to write my own story, but rewrite stories like Brad's. Because when biomedical engineers innovate, we don't just build medical devices, we disrupt the future. Thank you.